Today we are doing the final vocab lesson. This is lesson 16 and it's all about shapes of things. You can follow along on page 97 of your workbook, and you're going to need your root card, your choice of vocab strategy to complete this flipped classroom lesson, and your book if you'd like it. All right, here we go. The first root that you'll need to add to your card is fingo. Fingo means to shape. So make sure you're adding this to your root card. And when we're done with this lesson, you should have that root card completely filled out. Again, fingo means to shape. The first word that uses fingo as a root is feign. Feign means to pretend. The sentence in your book reads, although she feigned tears at the news, she was secretly delighted. It's a verb, and the sentence on your screen reads, occasionally students feign being sick in order to get out of tests. And you see pictures of some kids make-believing or pretending. Don't forget to add this word to your vocab strategy before moving on to our second word, which is faint. Now, usually the word faint is spelled differently. You've probably seen it F-A-I-N-T for someone who would pass out or lose consciousness. But this faint is a little bit different. It can be used as a noun or a verb, and it means a misleading movement or pretended attack, a pretense or a scheme to mislead. It can also mean to make a misleading movement or pretended attack. So the first definition listed there is the noun version. The second is the verb version. The sentence reads, Mike Tyson feinted left and knocked out his opponent with a right uppercut. So he made a fake or misleading movement to the left and then knocked out his opponent with his right. In that sentence, it's being used as a verb. If you want to see it being used as a noun, there's a sentence in your book which reads, the boxer made a feint with his left and then struck a surprise blow with his right. Feel free to pause the video, but we're going to move on to the third word that uses this root. It's the third and final. The word is effigy. An effigy is a noun, it's a thing, and it's a sculpture or model of a person. We saw a lot of effigies when we were in Washington, D.C., and the sentence indicates that by reading, the museum at Mount Vernon has an amazing effigy of Washington when he was young. Don't forget to add this word to your vocab strategy. Effigy is a noun and it means a sculpture or model of a person. We're moving on to the next root, which is eidos. Eidos, very similar to fingo, means shape or form. So fingo means to shape, eidos means shape or form. And we have a few words that use this root. The first one is ideology. Ideology. This is a noun also, and it means the main ideas of a class, group, or movement. So the ideology of nationalism is a strong identification with a nation. The sentence in your book reads, training young people to be prepared in emergencies is an important aspect of Boy Scout and Girl Scout ideology. And in social studies, a lot of times you'll learn about ideologies. Like when you learned about Joseph Stalin, you probably learned about the communism ideology. Don't forget to add this word to your vocab strategy before moving on. We really only have one more word that uses this root. However, we do have two more roots that we're going to work through. At the end of this lesson, you'll have a total of 11 words. The next word is idle, and you'll see that it's listed as two different spellings on this slide. It can be spelled either way. It is a noun, and it means a short description of a peaceful or romantic scene, usually of country life, or a peaceful or romantic scene or incident. So if you take a look at the sentence, it says, writer found being in Eden to be an idyll compared to the life in the stacks. The sentence in your book reads, Life on the American frontier was no idyll, but full of hard work, loneliness, and physical danger. Another sentence says, the boys in The Lord of the Flies expect to enjoy an idyll in their tropical island paradise. So again, in each of these sentences, an comes before, indicating that it's a noun, and that might help you if you're filling in the blanks. If you look for the word an, idyll might be the word that comes after, because there'd have to be a noun in that blank. Our second to last root pair here is rota and rotundus. Rota means wheel, and rotundus means round. Since these two are pretty different, I put them in two different spots here on your root card. You'll notice, though, that orbita, last lesson, also means round, or also means wheel. So make sure that you're understanding the distinction between these. Those two are kind of interchangeable. Again, rota means wheel, rotundus is round. And we have three words that very clearly use these roots. The first one is rote. Rote, another noun, means by memory without thought of the meaning, mechanical routine. So if something is rote, it's by memory. Students rarely remember vocabulary words they learn by rote and never use in writing or discussion. Assembly lines, where one works by rote, tend to be more tiring than work with varied activities. And again, don't forget to add this to your vocab strategy, please. Our next word is rotunda. Rotunda is a noun, and it's a circular domed building or hall. The United States Capitol, which we saw in Washington, D.C., has a large rotunda at its center. And also there's a rotunda in Rome that has survived almost 2,000 years, as it says in your sentence. So it's a building that has a circular dome at the top. It's called a rotunda. So it was that room in the Capitol that had all of those statues, and when we looked up, there was that painting in the ceiling. The final word that uses this root is rotund, and this means plump or rounded, which you could probably guess based on the picture I have there. It's an adjective, so it's a describing word, and the sentence reads, the rotund man was asked to play Santa Claus every year. The sentence in your book is about Santa, too. It says Santa was described as a jolly fellow with a rotund belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. We have one more root, three words. Your next root, cavea, and it means a hollow. A hollow. This should be the final root on that root card. It should be completely filled out now. The first word that we're going to learn for this root is cavernous. This is an adjective, and it has two definitions. One is like a large cave in size or darkness, or filled with caves or cavities. So she had a cavernous closet that housed over 300 pairs of shoes. It would be large in size, like a cave. Your sentence in your book reads, the cavernous sports stadium could hold 1,000 spectators. It also says that the cavernous hills contained many Stone Age burial sites. And I think that picture is a perfect example of something that's cavernous. It's filled with lots of cavities or little inlets. Your 10th word, concave. You may have heard this word in math before. Concave is an adjective. It's a word that describes something that's curved, like the inner surface of a ball. The contact lens that's on your screen is concave. Dish Network or DirecTV requires customers to mount a concave dish on the outside of their home. One more word, last word ever, excavate. Excavate is a verb. It's an action word, and it means to dig out or to make a hole by digging. Archaeologists will excavate to find bones or fossils. Your sentence reads, formally beginning in 1861, scientists are still trying to completely excavate the Pompeii explosion from 79 AD. They're still trying to dig out the remains of Pompeii. The sentence in your book reads, when workers began to excavate a new subway tunnel in London, they discovered important Roman and medieval relics. That's it, you're done. Woohoo! You completely finished the Classical Roots vocab program. We did 16 lessons, lots of words. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed these videos. It's been a great year. Thank you.